What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fight House. It's me, Jason Sutcliffe, with
Tristan Keddy.
We got another good week for you. It's a first for the Fight House here. We're going to have Dulani Perry and Dave Acosta on at the same time, a little conference call to want to talk to each other and share a little bit about their upcoming fight, June 23rd. It's going to be an interesting conversation. I'm really looking forward to that one. If their banter back and forth on social media is any sign of what we're going to get today, this should be a good conversation. So I'm looking forward to that. And we're going to close out the show today with Andre Harrison. We're going to talk to him about the World Series of Fighting, closing down the new PFL, where he stands, or his contract, all that kind of stuff. I'm looking forward to that conversation. Hopefully get a little light on what's going on that side of things. And, yeah, so we're looking for a good week, and we are going to be right back with Dulani Perry and Dave Acosta.
Let's get it.
This is going to be a good one. Let's get it. See you guys in a minute.
They gave me the victory because they know I'm the greatest fighter to ever walk this earth. I'm the fight god. Can't nobody ever beat me. I want Conor McGregor. I'm the greatest fighter to ever do this. Legacy ain't got no fighters for me. UFC ain't got no fighters for me. I get a gold medal every jiu-jitsu tournament I go to. I'm undefeated as an amateur. I'm undefeated as a pro. I ain't never lose in nothing, and I'm never gonna lose in nothing.
Hello, Fight House. We're back. We have Dulani Perry on the line with David Acosta. How you guys doing tonight? Thanks for coming to the Fight House.
Good. What's up, man?
Not much. How you doing, David? You good?
Hanging out.
Good stuff, man. Listen, this is a first for us to have two guys on the line at the same time, so thank you guys for doing that. Listen, man, first questions for David, man. How'd this fight fall in your lap? At first it was Adrian Yanez, and then quickly it turned into you. How'd that happen?
Yeah, honestly, I wasn't even originally on that LFA card. I haven't fought for them in maybe I think 5 or 6 months. But no, I was literally on my way home from work, and Colin texted me, asking me he needs a guy to fill in at 35. I'm normally competing at 25, and he said, I know it's a weight class above you, but you want it. And I'm not the guy to hesitate, so I definitely took the opportunity whenever I could.
Sweet. I'm sure that was good news for you, Dulani, since you had an opponent back out. I know you're
hell yeah, because I've been training and I ain't want to not have no fight at all. You know how this goes.
Yeah.
Training is normal, but it's like mainly the dieting. The dieting is hard. So when a guy backs out, that's like, man, that's hard, man. So I'm happy. I'm really, we talk a lot of shit, but I'm really happy this guy took the fight, because without him, I wouldn't even have no fight.
Speaking of talking a lot of shit, you wasted no time in going at David on social media. It seems to be something you do regularly. Is this you trying to get in his head, or is this a way that you hype yourself up? You seem to be doing this.
I don't even care about him that much to get in his head. It ain't really got nothing to do with him. It's really just about entertaining the people. This is a business. This is not a street fight. This is no self-defense. Me and him don't have no personal beef. This is not about him hating me and me hating him. This is about me marketing myself, selling tickets, and just creating something big for the fans. It's good that I got a guy like this who's actually going back and forth with me, because usually I try to initiate with guys and they don't even say shit back. So it's like, that's kind of boring. It's like I'm the only guy going. It's like, this guy's boring, man. He's not giving me no energy. But you got a guy like him, he's giving me the energy. Not only does it good for the fans, but it makes me and him train a lot harder, to fight a lot harder, because now we have to back up everything that we've been talking. You know? So it'll make for a more exciting fight for us and the fans, in my opinion. And we can sell more tickets this way.
True.
Everybody wins.
David, you seem I've been following it on Facebook and stuff. You guys have been real entertaining. You seem amused by everything online. Is this sort of banter something you're used to? Is he getting in your head at all with the trash talking? Like, where you stand with this type of stuff?
No, man, honestly, for me, I'm having fun. If he would have never put that original post up saying how he's going to play with me for 15 minutes, it would have been 5 weeks of quiet, and I would have still trained as hard as I always do and still went to go fight. This just, in my downtime, now I have something to say back. It's a reason to get on Facebook. But, yeah, man, I don't give a shit about much, I fight, I have my family, that's it. And this is just, I think it's a little delusional, but, this is just something that we get to do for the next 5 weeks in our downtime.
Delusional in what way?
What was that?
I said delusional in what way?
you say you're going to do something to someone that you've never done before, to the best guy you've ever fought. So that's delusional.
You're far from the best guy. I've been in gyms with UFC fighters and glory fighters, top champions. I outperform all of them. Nobody outperforms them. Nobody.
I'm talking about on your record.
I won every fight. I've never lost a fight. You lost. I've never lost a fight. I've been training martial arts for 26 years. I've never lost at anything. Not a jiu-jitsu tournament, not a kickboxing, not a mixed martial arts, not amateur, not pro, never lose. You can publicize the interview. If I'm lying, if anybody has ever outclassed me, you can ask them. I've trained all across America. Nobody's outclassed me. Fuck UFC fighters. I'll say it right here. I've sparred with 20 of them. None of them outclassed me. None of them. Fuck all of them. Tell anybody that says something to me.
That already is already delusional. So it's like
every gym I've ever been to, nobody has outperformed me. I can say it loud and proud, and can't nobody dispute this. Nobody.
You know.
Then I mean, if that really is the case, and you've outperformed everybody, you need to find some higher end gyms to train at because it's like.
I've trained at all the highest. I trained at all the highest end gyms. I've trained at all the highest gyms. I've trained at all of them.
Now, Dulani, one thing that, you know, speaking of the gyms, one thing here though is that David trains with Alpha Male, and so he's in there with some of the best in the world. Do you feel like
I'm the best in the world? He's not. They're not the best. I'm the best in the world. They can't outclass me. You crazy? I am. It's a fight card.
How do you respond to that,
we
David?
Go back on the delusional stuff.
Yeah, I said, I'm the fight dog. What do you guys talking about on the phone, man? These guys are crazy. David, hold on a sec.
David, I mean, you're in there. You got guys at your disposal like Cody Garbrandt. You know, for a long time you had Benavidez, Dillashaw.
I'm Karate Dulani. Fuck them guys. They all
which no one knows who that is. Nobody knows who Karate Dulani is.
They all know who I am. I got more followers. I got more followers in your Instagram. I got more followers in your Facebook. I got more views in your Facebook.
That has nothing to do with your fighting ability, guy.
It does, because I'm undefeated. I'm undefeated as a pro. I'm undefeated as an amateur. I have more people that watch me, get more views. I win every jiu-jitsu tournament. All I do is win, no matter what. Like Khaled said.
You know,
I don't never lose at nothing, man.
Dulani, hold on one second here. Now, are you know, you say, I know your thing is that, you know, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to play with them for 15 minutes. I'm going to embarrass them. I'm going to give my fans the money.
Absolutely.
Now, are you not at all concerned about going into a cage with a guy that's training with killers every single day and playing with that man? Like, are you not concerned about that?
He's not training with killers. I'm a killer. He's going to meet a guy so fast, so strong, so elusive. I've never been hit. If you see my fights, I've never had a bruise. I've never had a bump. I never break a sweat. You watch my fight? I fought none of these guys.
Your last fight, the guy had one fight. The guy before that was a negative record. The guy before that was making his debut. That's why you don't.
It don't matter what they are. It don't matter what, because I win at everything. I win at everything. None of that matters. Like I said, ask anybody that's trained with me before. Everybody will tell you. They're gonna say you're going in
classes you do. I don't care about so you're saying if I fought a bunch of guys that had negative records and I was knocking everyone, better yet, winning decisions like you, and I'm the best ever because all these guys suck and I'm beating them. That makes sense.
How many UFC fighters have you outclassed? How many glory fighters have you outclassed? How many jiu-jitsu world champions have you outclassed?
Not a lot, because they're fucking close class. I'm actually training with the best team in the world. You want me to get on here and say that I'm working up all these guys?
Hold on, guys.
I'm in the gym right now. I got
one at a
3
time.
jiu-jitsu world champions right now training with me right now. 3 jiu-jitsu black belt world champions from Brazil. Who are you with right now as we speak? I'm training right now. While you're on the phone, I'm in the gym.
So you're destroying all these black belts?
Huh?
So you're destroying all these black belts?
No, because they teach me, they train me. I don't really roll with them.
Okay.
So David, I have a question now. Now, when you've obviously viewed Dulani, you were talking about his fights and who he's fought. Where do you feel like you have an advantage in this fight? Where do you feel like you're going to be strongest?
I honestly, if Dulani is as half an actor as he got a fighter, his biggest flaw is going to be thinking that I'm a 25er and I don't got anything for him. I think that's going to be his biggest downfall. He better come prep for the best guys ever fought, because if he comes and underestimates me for a second, he's going to be in deep water. And then before you know it, he's got his elbows in his mouth.
Can you beat me on the feet? Can you beat me on the feet?
In the street?
On the feet, I think he said.
Can you beat me on the feet? Can you outclass me punching, kicking, knee, and elbowing?
See, here's the thing. I'm going to outclass you in the sport of MMA and 5 weights. I don't have to tell you that I'm going to do it because I'm going to do it on national television in 5 weeks.
Nobody can do it in the world. Nobody. Not you, not anybody else that stands in this person.
You must be amazing.
I am. I'm telling you.
That's wild.
The guys
There's no one in the world?
They will tell you that you're never going to hit me. They will tell you you're not going to hit me.
You need better training partners.
You know,
Watch
okay.
my fight. Do you see me get hit? Do I get hit?
You know,
Listen, do I get hit? Do I get hit? It's not talking about.
I don't know. The only
hit?
fight I cared to watch was the last split decision shitty fight that people were booing at you because how boring the fight was. That's the only fight I've seen you fight.
That was his section. Everybody else asking for autographs. That was his section. If you don't know, he's the top selling. He's the top.
Why the fuck would anyone want an autograph from a guy that made himself embarrassed on national television by calling out Conor McGregor after a split decision win?
I embarrassed the guy. I played with the guy 3 rounds. I gave him hell.
You won split decision.
No.
If one judge looked away for a second, you could have lost that fight.
The judge went public.
You won by a point.
No,
Okay.
the judge went public, and he said he made a mistake. He thought that I was him, and he thought he was me. And Mike Jackson has
it.
Mike
The scorecard
Jackson
shows
has
split
the
decision.
podcast.
On your record, it shows split decision.
So-
You won split
And you have a
decision.
loss.
That's just the way it is.
Now-
You lost. I never,
That's-
you
okay,
lost.
hold on, guys,
That's
guys, hold on
You
one
got
second.
your ass beat. I never lost. You're a loser. Once
Did-
you lose one time, you can never be the greatest fighter to ever walk this earth. You have no legacy.
So,
You can never have a
okay,
legacy because you
hold
lost.
on one sec,
I will
guys,
never lose.
Delani, one second.
Hey, Dulani, shut your mouth so we can talk.
One second here, David. When you hear this, when you hear how he is and his energy that he brings, does it motivate you to beat a guy that carries himself like this and like hand that guy his first loss? Do you feel that motivation when you step into the gym every day?
Honestly, outside of replying and outsmarting him on Facebook, I don't think about him. It doesn't really, I'm like I said, if he would have said nothing or if he would have ran his mouth like he did now, I would have been training just as hard. Even like my last few guys. I mean, these guys that I'm supposed to be. I think that's more pressure, right? If I'm supposed to whoop your ass, and if I think I'm totally outclassing you and I'm world class and you're not, that puts more pressure on me, in my opinion. That now I have to fucking whoop your ass, and not only beat you by split decisions, but I had to whoop your ass to prove to everybody that I was what I said I was. And that's where he's digging himself a fucking hole because there's.
Jason, your boy doesn't have a chance. He doesn't have a chance.
But
He'll never hit
you're
you one
saying
time.
though.
He'll never hit me. He'll never touch me. He'll never touch me not one time. He'll never touch
You're
me.
saying like general stuff. You're saying like I'm powerful. You're never gonna have a chance. I'm telling you like what your rap sheet says. Your rap sheet says
My
that
rap
people
sheet
that
says
take
my rap sheet says that I'm undefeated and I've never lost. Your rap sheet
your rap
says
sheet
the
says
truth.
that you have 3 wins against guys that have negative records that are decisions.
You can say all that. I win, you lose. I win,
I've lost.
you lose. You're a loser.
I
never know.
five
never known how to say
finishes
that. All this
out of
position-
6.
Listen, everything I do,
I have more
win.
finishes than you have fights.
No,
Bro,
no, hold on,
you have-
Dulani. One question I have for you, man. Now, just a second ago, you'd said if you've lost, you have no legacy. Like you can never be the greatest. Does that?
Once you lose once, that's it.
So-
Mayweather's the greatest fighter because he never lost.
So do you
Once
feel?
you lose,
Stop
you have
talking
no
about other sports.
Okay, but do you feel?
That's
Do you
his
feel?
sport too.
No.
That's his sport.
George St. Pierre,
That's
BJ Penn,
that's it.
Randy Couture,
Oh.
They're not
Chuck
the greatest
Liddell.
fighters.
All these guys
They
are
lost.
nothing.
They got losses.
Okay,
They're not
but
the greatest fighters.
what I'm
There can only be one greatest fighter.
and then we're
There
back
can
to
only
the
be one.
interview where he's delusional.
okay, but one
Is it-
second.
all
So
these guys are
my
great?
hold on, guys. My question for Dulani is.
They are great fighters. They are great fighters. But none of them are the greatest fighters.
So what I'm saying to you,
What about Mike now?
Dulani, is do you feel added pressure when you say things like that to perform? So like
No, I don't.
if you happen to
I'll outclass-
lose,
any of them guys he named, I'll outclass them all. Put me in the gym with them. They don't have a
I
chance.
can't.
You gotta understand. I've been doing this for 26 years. I'm a professional motorcycle stunner. That's the only reason I haven't went pro.
I don't even
mixed
understand what
martial
that
arts earlier.
means. What does that have to do with
That's
it?
the only reason. That's the only reason that I didn't start doing pro mixed martial arts earlier, because I was professional motorcycling and I was into that, and I get a lot of money. I make a whole lot of fucking money. MMA don't pay no money. I make more money than UFC fighters. So I wasn't really motivated by this. But now I got something good going. Everybody's telling me I'm going to the UFC next year. So I said, hey, I'll turn it up.
Who's
Everybody-
everyone? Your mom? Your dad? Who?
No.
Like,
No,
who's telling you that after a
Fighters.
decision?
Fighters. I
God
travel
damn
all
it.
across the world.
so one thing
You're going to the wrong places.
one
Stop going to
thing-
places like-
one thing
I'll
to
come here and fuck everybody up after I beat you up. How about that? And if you
I will pay for your flight with the purse that I get from beating your ass.
This is live on the interview. This is live on the interview right here, Jason.
Yeah.
And I don't step back to nothing because I'm a man of my word. This is live on the interview. If this guy beats me, I'll hand him my check.
You'll hand him over your check if he beats you.
I'll hand him my check.
I don't want your $700. I want you to come to Team Alpha after.
I'll hand him the money, Jason.
Okay.
Live on the interview. Let's publicize this.
All
If
right.
this guy beats me, I'll hand him the check.
All right, man. That's the headline on Twitter. Dulani says he will hand over his check, his whole purse, if he
And
loses.
that don't just go for him. That don't just go for him. Anybody that beats me, I will hand them the check.
Wow.
I'm not falling back on that word. I take that with me till I die.
Oh,
So,
great.
you
So when
know-
I win, I'm going to be $900 richer. Like, what the fuck? Get out of
I
here.
don't get $900. I'm not the guy to get $900.
You know,
I'll show you something different though.
one thing I will say though, Dulani, when you know you want to go to the UFC, we've talked before, and you said you had like 10 fights left max, and then you wanted to be out of the sport. Do you feel like you need to start finishing guys? Like the UFC is going to look for the guy that's going to put that exciting finish out. They've kind of gone that road. It's evidence.
No. Those are guys that have no charisma. Those are guys that are not marketable. You understand?
So you
I'm
don't.
easy to plug. I'm so marketable. They need me. They need guys like me. They need guys that could get in the street, do motorcycle stunts and shit like that. I used to be captain of my gymnastics team. This is bigger than just fighting. This is not fighting. This is a business. This is about marketing and promotion.
All right.
Who can sell the most tickets? Who can be the biggest name?
So
They didn't
fighting
put
has nothing to do with your
Kimbo
finishes? It doesn't help?
No. They didn't put Kimbo Slice in the UFC because they thought he was going to beat anybody. They put him there because he was a marketing tool. See why I talk shit and do everything that I do? He doesn't. This guy that I'm on the phone with, he might be a good fighter. I give it to him. You're a good fighter, but he'll never go nowhere because he doesn't understand business. So
You're
he's
right.
limited
My
to
knockouts
where he
do
can
nothing
go
for my
in-
career.
He's limited to where he can go in the sport because he's still
You're
thinking fighting. I'm not thinking
You're right.
fighting. I'm thinking
All my finishes that I've had,
biggest marketing
they're
tool
all
ever.
negative.
David, a question
what
for
you're
you,
saying.
man. Do you consider Dulani to be your toughest opponent to date?
No. Yeah, of course not. You know, he's a guy that thinks he's on top of the world, and luckily I can be the guy that'll. See what you? Let me. Did you hear what I said? You think you're on top of the world, but you're delusional. You're the type of person that thinks that you just said that you put BJ Penn and Chuck Liddell and Randy Couture and George St. Pierre in
Fuck
front of you.
them.
And you'll
Fuck them. I never watched them. To this day, I don't watch UFC. I don't watch them fight.
Yeah,
I don't watch them fighters. To this day, I don't watch them fight. I don't worship nobody. I worship myself. I'm the greatest fighter in this sport. Fuck them guys.
Yeah, see,
They
that kind of delusion is going to be his downfall when he fights a little pocket-sized guy like me. He thinks he's too tall.
So you're a fan. You're a fan.
2 fights ago, I fought a guy that was 6 foot. He was
You're a fan.
So
You're a fan. That's why your potential is limited because you're a fan. I'm nobody's fan. I'm my own fan.
One thing I will say,
I didn't know
David.
who you were outside of last Thursday. What the fuck are you talking about?
So, David, one question, man. So, one good question for you is that Dulani is a longer fighter. He does use a traditional martial art style with his karate background and whatnot. How do you plan to handle his range, his longer range, and the way he uses it? Do you have a plan for that?
Honestly, people might think I'm arrogant for thinking this way, but I think it's fucking karate and all that stupid shit he's done for the past and wasted all that time has nothing to do. It's just we're doing a different sport. That's like saying I played basketball for 20 years. Watch me go do good on the baseball field. It's different timing. It's different ranges. It's different everything. So if he brings that point fighting style in with me, then he's gonna slowly find out it's not gonna work. It works when you fight guys that have one fight. It works when you fight guys that have no finishes. But when you fight a guy like me, that point fighting style is not going to work. It's not the same sport. I get to take you down. I get to mix things up.
You take me down. If you take me down, you're going to find out who this jiu-jitsu guy is.
Yeah, I know. You're amazing at jiu-jitsu. We get it.
You're going to find out. You're going to find out who I am. If you take me down to the ground, you're going to find out karate Dulani, the other side, the jiu-jitsu Dulani. You're going to find out who I am. You can never outclass me, bro. Are you crazy? You take me down to the ground, that'll be the worst decision ever.
You know.
Yeah, see, but the difference between me and you, I tell people I'm going to knock them out, and I tell them I'm going to submit them, but I actually do that. The only person you submitted is the guy that was making his debut.
I have fans. I don't want them to go home early. I want them to watch.
That sounds like a fucking excuse for being a mediocre fighter.
My last fighter, he suffered for 15 minutes. Did you see the look on his face in the video?
You won split decision. The only person that suffered was the fan, idiot.
I want you to suffer. I don't want to take
the person that was suffering. All the stupid people.
I don't want you to go home
you.
easy. I don't want you to go home easy. I want you to lay on that ground and wonder what the fuck you got yourself into, boy.
If that's your game plan.
Suffer. I want
about
I want
3 minutes into the first round, you're going to rethink it.
I want your fucking friends to feel it. I want your gym partners to feel it and say, damn, I feel bad for this boy, for these 15 minutes.
You know,
right. It's the first time in your MMA career, and which in the sport we're competing in, that's ever going to happen. If it happens that night, it's the first time ever.
So listen,
no, it happened already.
One thing here, David, is and a reality of the situation is you have more experience. But Dulani has garnered quite a bit of attention with the whole Fight God moniker, and he's put his name on the tongues of people. Do you plan, like, are you excited at the idea of, like, you know, kind of catapulting yourself off that and, like, using that, like, stealing that kind of energy, you know, stealing that sort of attention and putting that stuff on you?
No, and I feel like the attention, whenever it was announced, so it was informally, but whenever it was brought up that I was going to fight him, I think that all the attention is all negative for him. He has no positive attention. People I don't even knew existed. When I posted about him, they're like, yeah, fuck that guy. And I didn't fucking know enough.
Everybody hates the winner. People wanted Mayweather to lose for the last 20 years.
Have you ever thought that maybe they hate to watch you fight?
Everybody wanted Michael Jordan. Everybody wanted Michael Jordan to lose. Everybody wants me to lose. You see how I follow the blueprint of the great? Do you understand how it goes? Do you understand? Do you see what's going on?
So
I get the same hate
but I'm a delusional
great
person that has 3 fights.
You don't get the same hate. You get the same love that all the losers got. I get the same hate that all the great fighters got.
So
see what's going on?
One thing, Dulani, a serious question now, Dulani. Like, I know that you've said, like, this is about, you know, the business, about getting the attention, about people wanting to see you. But when you say that, like, all these other 135ers are garbage, and you start talking about T.J. Dillashaw, Garbrandt, Dominic Cruz, these guys that have been at the top and are studs, you think that you legitimately think that they're garbage?
Fuck them. Let me say, I've been training longer than some of these guys been alive.
I think everyone that's listening, it's just me and you right now, already cracking up in the head.
Listen, I've been training more than some of these guys have been alive.
You've been training in fucking karate, the sport that is dying, the sport that people put their kids into when they're insecure. They go do karate. We are fighting an MMA fight, dummy. What are you talking about?
This guy's out. He's out. You out of your mind. You're gonna meet me. You meet me. You're gonna see.
Do you not?
I surely hope so.
You're not gonna hit me one time, and it's gonna disturb you that you can't touch me.
Do you feel?
I think the complete opposite.
You're gonna lose your mind.
I think the first
you're gonna lose your mind.
You're gonna get desperate that you.
Okay, hold on, guys, one at a time here. What are you saying? What's the response to that, David?
I think it's gonna work in the opposite. I think the second I touch him, he's gonna be like, oh shit, I maybe should have ran my mouth the whole fucking time. If he thinks he's not gonna get nobody.
Now, what are you saying to this, Dulani?
I've been sparring for the last 7 years, mixed martial arts, no mouthpiece, no cup, no. I don't put nothing in, no gear in, nothing.
Well, that's careless.
Ask anybody to spar with me, anything.
Jesus.
Nobody touches me. I never get hit in the face, never.
And then we get back to the whole thing of that maybe you need a fucking new gym.
I've trained at all the best gyms.
No, obviously not. If you're not getting cut.
No, I have. You just never met a martial artist at my caliber.
No.
And you will that night.
You're better than everyone in the world, and no one can touch you. You're right.
So,
Dulani, that's believable.
Dulani, when you guys get into this banter and you're going back and forth and things are heating up a little bit, you know, you guys are going to meet in 5 weeks. Are you not feeling any need to finish this, man? To, like, go out there and be like, okay, let me finish a fight?
No, I never. Let me tell you something.
He was about to say I never finished anybody.
I'm from the hood. Listen, I'm from the hood. I grew up around people from the street. You understand? I'm from the hood.
Yeah.
We don't put people out.
We
make people suffer. We make people suffer where I'm from. I'm from Jamaica, Queens, New York. We make people suffer. We don't put them out easy. We about suffering. I want this boy to suffer.
All right.
All those guys went by decision too.
What's that?
What?
So what was that, David?
No, never mind.
What did you say about decisions?
all day with this guy.
Okay. So listen, let's get down to it here, man. At the end of the day, I'll ask David first, then Dulani the same question.
I'm gonna win. He's gonna lose. That's it. Interview over.
How do you see the fight ending? How do you see you ending this fight? I'll ask David, then Dulani the same question.
Go ahead, because I feel like you're gonna take forever to talk.
Oh. Okay.
I'm just gonna embarrass him for 15 minutes. I'm gonna play with him for the whole 15 minutes. He's not gonna hit me. I'm just gonna taunt him. 15 minutes. That's it. And when they put my hand up, everybody's gonna boo me. And I'm gonna do it in such an untraditional way.
You know, I did see on Facebook that you did say that you're gonna have some new moves and stuff like that. Are we gonna see some flying stuff from you, Dulani?
You know, come on, you know I come to put on a show. You know that.
All right.
You know I'm not coming to be the boring fighter, man. I'm coming to put on the show.
The only flying that you're gonna do is when I blast W and put you on your head. What the fuck?
Okay, so David,
never do it.
I'm gonna ask you.
They'll never do it.
I'm gonna ask you the same question then. How do you see this fight ending, and how's that gonna go?
I think this fight's gonna go pretty simply. I think he's not gonna be prepped for me. I think he thinks I'm gonna be a walk in the park, and I like that. I like that he thinks I'm just a small 25. Check him out. I'm just a small 25er, and he's gonna walk through me. I like that, because then whenever I put him in a fucking deep end and he doesn't know how to swim with me, then you're in my world. He doesn't understand it. I mean, anyone that's gonna listen to this shit and hear him say the shit that he said, it's like listening to a child talk. You know the child's stupid. You can't call the child stupid, though. So it's like, it's all delusional stuff. I am telling him facts. I have finishes. He doesn't. I have more fights. He's talking about other sports. I've knocked people out in fucking karate and point fighting. Like, I'm not playing tag. I'm doing MMA. Like,
I'm playing tag. I'm
a
going to tag his ass. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to tag his ass. I'm going to show him that this is a sport and this is not a fight. I'm going to show him something.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I said. But it's MMA, not karate. So I think he's going to just underestimate me, and I hope he does.
Do you think you finish this fight, or does this fight go to decision?
I've never been the decision. I don't plan to start with this guy.
Fair enough. All right, listen, I want to thank you guys for coming, man. And you know, all this stuff aside, I seen you guys liking each other's comments and stuff, so I feel like there is a great deal of respect between you two, and I can't wait to see you guys get in the cage, man. I'll be one set of eyes tuned in for sure. Thank you guys for joining us here on the Fightcast, man. I really appreciate it on the Fight House.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, have a good day, guys.
You too, man. Have a good one. Take care. Bye. That was the first, man. That's
a first, and I don't think that'll ever be topped. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
That was good, man. I love his. They're definitely two guys that believe in their abilities. You know,
you listen to David, and you agree with 100% what he's saying. It's like, this guy, you know, it's like, how could he be saying this with like his record and given everything?
Right.
But at the end of the day, and then Dulani starts talking, and you're like, he might do what he said. He might just bounce around and tag him and you know, and edge out a decision.
That's his game. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the reality.
Mm-hmm.
He comes from a point fighting background.
Yeah.
He's said as many times that he doesn't see this as a fight, but a sport.
Yeah.
And he plans to use the scoring system to his advantage, tag him and win this fight.
He's doing the exact same the way he fights tactically. He's doing it with the media too. I mean, he knows exactly what he's doing. Just talk whatever you want. That's the game now. You know, just say whatever. Doesn't matter.
Crazy, but
look at Conor. Conor said he's gonna do this, and this. He loses. Doesn't really matter. He apologizes. I'll be back. You know, edges out a decision. Everybody thinks he's God again, and he's fighting Floyd Mayweather.
But the reality is, Dulani's not Conor McGregor.
No, but I mean,
he has to win.
For sure.
He has to win. Mm-hmm. Like, if he wants to make the UFC and he wants to do the things he's saying, he's got to win.
And like his record, I mean, Dave's record is pretty amazing.
It's not shit.
Yeah.
It's 5-1, I believe.
Yeah, he only lost to Roberto Sanchez.
Yeah, and Roberto Sanchez is undefeated. He's about to fight for the LFA flyweight title. Mm-hmm. He's an undefeated fighter. Yeah. He's tough as hell.
That's what I'm saying. It's a serious challenge.
You know, the one thing I am curious to see is how David handles his length.
Yeah.
Dulani's length. And I'm curious to see how Dulani handles the wrestling grappling of Acosta, because I mean, you train down at Alpha Male. You can grapple.
Yeah.
You could wrestle. Period.
Yeah.
That's a gauntlet full. That's a gauntlet full of killers. Period. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Mendez, Benavidez, who isn't there now, but those guys were there. TJ Dillashaw, Uriah Faber. The list goes on and on and on. They have just savages.
Everybody knows how to shoot a takedown.
Yeah, like
everybody perfectly.
And they got crazy guillotines. Every one of them. You know,
and then mixing it up too, the mixing the striking and the takedowns.
I'm gonna love to watch this fight, man. I've been following the banter.
I'm gonna love to rewatch his interview and see and just hear all that again.
I was just kind of sitting here going like, man, these two are every bit as entertaining as I thought they were gonna be. And to be honest, like, I'll tell the viewers right now, I didn't have no plans to do that. This was them that were saying like, oh, are we going to be on there together? Are we going to do? No, actually it was David. Believe it or not, you would think it would be Dulani, but it was David who was like, hey, am I going to be on there with the Fight God? I need
his fingers are probably sore from
right. So I'm like when he says this to me, I'm like, sure, like I could make that happen if Dulani's up for it. And of course, the minute I had the message Dulani, he's like, cool. You know what I mean? He's sending me messages back right away, like, cool.
Nice.
You know, so those guys are super cool, man. I really appreciate them, giving us that time. And we're going to be back to close up the show with Andre Harrison. It's going to be hard to top those guys, but we got some interesting stuff to talk to Andre about now that the World Series of Fighting has collapsed. We're going to see what's going on. So we'll be right back with Andre Harrison. Everybody stay tuned. Hope you're entertained. We'll be back.
Round 5, and this is really where the fireworks came out, leaving no decision about who the champion was in this one. Big shot, Andre Harrison. He gets the victory by unanimous decision.
What's up, Fight House fans? We're back. We have Andre Harrison on the line. How you doing, Andre? Thanks for joining us, man.
I'm all right, man. How you guys doing, man?
We're good. Hanging in. Thanks for coming back. This is the second time on the show. We really appreciate you returning. How was training?
Yeah, I'm a repeat offender for sure.
How was training today, man? I know you put in some hours in the gym for sure.
It was good. It was definitely a character building day.
One of those.
Yeah, it was good. Well, not the whole day. Striking felt really, really good. My kicks and everything felt really, really good. But earlier when we were doing the grappling session, I got put in some positions I didn't really enjoy being put in. So, yeah.
Hey, that's how you sharpen
it. So that's how we're going to do and build and get better. So,
fair enough.
Everything's a work in progress.
Man, before we get into like the fight stuff, man, I seen you went to Trinidad a little while ago. How was the trip? Amazing.
I made a great connection with some great people. It was just good, man. I haven't seen a lot of my family over there in like some years now, and because I went from Ring of Combat, I was fighting, every other month or every 2 months or whatever whatever it was, and so going from that now to fighting, where we pretty much grinding similar situation, fighting as often as you can, and to now, now I can have a little downtime in World Series of Fighting,
right.
And so it gave me an opportunity where, I was able to go out there, spend time with my family, have some good laughs. It was my older sister's birthday. So, we had a great time. My girlfriend, was the first time she was ever out in Trinidad, and she's Jamaican too. So,
okay.
It was good. Yeah.
Sweet, man. I'm glad you had a good time. I saw you actually did some training out there. From what you saw, what's the level of MMA like over there?
Man, it's good, man. One of the guys actually, he's a Sambo champ.
Oh, okay.
And at both 125 and 135 at the Pan Ams. So, they got some talented guys over there. Guys definitely, that are putting in work. I made a great connection with the head trainer over there. He's looking to, actually bring a lot of his guys out to the States and,
sweet,
hopefully help them make a name for themselves. So, hopefully I can be that plug, to connect everything.
That's nice, man. It's nice to give something to them, give something back. It's good.
Yeah.
Speaking of your own situation with the fights, man, I know a little bit of a weird situation you're in right now. The World Series of Fighting folded. Did you see that coming, or was that kind of a surprise to you? And when did you find out?
I didn't really see it coming. I didn't know. I knew something was probably in the works. I didn't know exactly what. But yeah, man, I found out, I think maybe the day before they all released it. We all got an email and, stated some things. And from what I read, from what I saw, and from what I heard, if everything goes the way I see it possibly going, I think it'd be revolutionary for the sport.
With the new PFL?
Yes.
Is that what does that? So in this situation now, what does this do for your contract? Like, does it carry over? Are you now a fighter with the PFL? Or do you have to renegotiate? Are you open to go somewhere else? Like, how does this work?
I'm assuming since it's an entirely new company, I will have to renegotiate or sign a new contract.
Okay.
Because my contract is exclusively with World Series of Fighting.
Yes.
And I don't know if everything carries over. I'm not sure. That actually is a great question. I probably should go and find the answer to it.
Yeah.
And so, I'm going to find out, but I'm assuming I'm going to have to re-sign a new contract.
Now, if you're not under contract, will you be trying to test a free agency, or will you? How does you know what I mean? When you find that out, is that something you're going to look into, possibly looking at somewhere else, or shopping yourself around, or are you going to go right to sign with the PFL?
I haven't had not one single problem with World Series. Not one single problem. And if it is so that we do renegotiate and the numbers make sense and they look good to me, then I have no problem whatsoever staying with them. I'm not one of those guys that need to fight somewhere because of a name or for a name or whatever. At the end of the day, we all fight because we want to make money. So at least in my case, that's why I'm fighting. I want to make money.
So
if World Series offer me some we want you to stay kind of money, then I'm gonna stay.
Okay. One of the things that was when I was reading a little bit about the PFL, one of the things that jumped out to me right away was this $1 million prize that they're talking about at the end of the year for each champion. Already the featherweight champion, you're already sitting at the top of that pile. That's something that's got to appeal to you, no? Like as already sitting at number one in the company, you got to feel like you got a good shot at that $1 million, no?
I mean, definitely, man. Not even just that, man. I honestly feel like I'm, if not the best, one of the best, 45s out there,
right.
Period. And so, for me, that definitely seems like, it's in arm's reach to be able to get that. I feel like if I go out and I perform the way I know I can, the way my coaches know I can, I definitely think, I'll be a millionaire come next year, and
absolutely.
It's crazy to say, because you think about like where you started off in the sport, but I definitely put in the hours and the time and everything to where I can honestly say and feel like I'm deserving of it.
Sure, definitely.
I haven't cheated myself in this. I train all day, every single day, for almost 7 years now. 6.5, whatever, 7 years now, and so. It's time to see, the fruits of your labor, So, I'm happy, you watch some of these UFC fights. I watched Mighty Mouse defend his belt 9 or 10 times and says that he wants $1 million. That's, as far as his payout for the next fight.
Definitely.
So if he's calling for it and he's at the top of the pile, period.
Yeah. Any weight class,
and anyway, and I'm at that point where, that's, again, in arm's reach for me, then I feel like this is a good place to be in my career.
Definitely. What do you think of just the layout of it? Just, the whole season and the off season and the new champ every year and just that new look that they're giving to MMA. I know you just a few minutes ago said it was revolutionary. Like, can you expand on that? Like, how do you feel about when you hear what they're trying to do?
I feel good, man. They talking fighters get a salary, every month. That's something that was big, Like I'm close with Ally Quinta. I remember when he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
If he didn't have one of those sponsors that pay him out money on a monthly basis, what would he have done? He doesn't get monthly checks.
True.
Suppose you have a house, you got kids, whatever. If you're not fighting, you're legitimately not making any money. So for them to say you're still going to get a monthly salary, that means a lot. It means that should anything happen, whether in a fight or in training or whatever, you could still, do things. You can still make sure your car gets paid, your rent or your mortgage or whatever. You can still make sure all these things get paid. And if you don't get hurt and those things still get paid and you do fight, well, then that's more money going into savings, into investments, and into things, that could help better your future.
Yeah, you know, I definitely love the idea of fighters getting paid regularly. You know, like the way you guys are making money, and you guys are like the pioneers of the sport, right? So you guys are building that road. So it's good to see you guys, you know, potentially get that sort of a regular check, like a regularity to your money, man. That's a good thing. Were you disappointed at all that you didn't get to defend your World Series of Fighting title? Like, you kind of won it, and then all of a sudden it's like the league folded. You know, was that something that kind of disappointed you?
I don't know how to answer this question without possibly getting in trouble.
Okay.
Let's just say this. We are in May right now, and PSO doesn't kick off till January.
Right.
And I do not see myself being sidelined all the way till January. Let's say that.
Okay. Because, you
so
know,
it's very possible that I might get a chance to defend my World Series title.
in like not under the World Series banner. I don't understand. Like if
PSO isn't going to be active until January.
Right.
So
there could be a possibility of another World Series of Fighting card before it all shuts down?
Yes, so there's supposed to be a couple, maybe one or two more World Series of Fighting shows before that's all active.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so I'm not saying that I'm going to be on those or anything like that, but I'm saying it's a possibility.
Oh, I understand. Because that was my next question. My next question was that they're not going to have things going until January, and is that an issue for you if you don't get to fight before that, like financially and stuff?
Exactly. You know, me personally, I do have a daughter.
Yes.
You know, and like I mentioned earlier, my girlfriend's Jamaican, so you know, that's a lot of responsibility right there.
I understand. Is there any sort of are you being compensated in any way? Like since the folding, like contractually, like do they have to give you some sort of a payout?
Well, I haven't been notified of any of the TFL contract.
Right on.
So I'm not sure exactly how all that's going to play out. You know, me right now, for me, I'm simple, man. I'm just training, waiting to see, you know, exactly how this is all going to play out.
Absolutely. So, do you still keep the same like training schedule? Like, is this a downtime for you? Or are you trying to like rest up and like, you know, maybe keep the body fresh, or are you still staying hard at? Because I know you're a beast when it comes to the training. Like, I know you don't take much time off.
No, like for me, I still train. Like I still train every day.
Okay.
You know, and I'm still sparring and things of that nature. But I did, however, tone it down because as hard as I train, you can't do that all the time. Sure. You know, it'd just be too much. Like I train hard enough right now that should I get called for a fight, you know, in a month or in a month and a half or whatever, I'll be ready to take it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not out of shape. I'm not messed up by any means. You know, I'm feeling healthy. I'm feeling good. I'm ready to start whatever camp or whatever I need to do in order to take, you know, the fight.
So when do you think you'll find out if you're going to have a fight before next January, or like you're sitting kind of in limbo right now? Hello?
Hold on 1 second, please.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. I was saying, how soon will you find out if you're going to have another fight this year? Like right now, you're kind of sitting in limbo, right?
Yeah, right now I'm just sitting in training. Now, hopefully soon. You know, maybe another week, 2 weeks. Who knows?
Sweet. Well, man, I hope you get back in there because I know we all have responsibilities and stuff we got to take care of, right? So I do hope that you find yourself back in that cage and getting another paycheck before everything unfolds. And other than that, man, I really want to thank you for taking the time, and you always make time for us here. I really appreciate that. And yeah,
no problem at all.
Best of luck, man. I hope we see you back in there soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Thanks for having me back on the show.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for being part of it. Have a great night, buddy.
All righty.
Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye now. That's interesting. I never heard nothing of that. It's interesting to get that little tidbit that there actually could be a couple more World Series of Fighting cards before this all...
Breaking news, Jason.
breaking news. I'm gonna put that shit on Twitter. No, you know what, man?
It is odd though. It's weird that would, but it makes sense too. Though I mean, that's the case, and that's really great work by the owners and understanding that the new and old owners understanding that there has to be some like. You know, it's like a divorce. You know, you got to make sure that the kids are okay, so that they can keep moving forward and advance. And
yeah, you got to get that bridge work. You know what I mean? It's got to be like a transition. It's got to be a smooth transition, right? But you know what? If they're having that $1 million prize, we've talked about this before. We touched on it a little bit. You got to feel like he's sitting like thinking like, I'm sticking around,
jackpot.
Man. Yeah, like I'm at the top of the heap. There's to this point.
Yeah,
no one can touch me.
I'm sure, like, because the thing is, I'm sure he's getting phone calls from other promotions for sure. You know what I mean? And it must be that $1 million prize. That's keeping him right in line with his mindset. It's like, I want to stay here, because that seems like a great, like you said. The monthly salary is also a huge thing, but that $1 million bonus,
depending on what it is. We've been hearing about the monthly, but the monthly salary could be shit.
At least you can budget, though.
No, I know, but I'm saying it could be like $2,000 a month. Which, I mean, it's not terrible, but they could be doing that and then saying, like, the big goal here is the $1 million prize. Like, you're not going to make a ton of money.
It's true.
During the year.
That's most likely what
But if you win, you're going to get this $1 million. But if you're him, you got to be like, yeah, I'll stick around for a season. Let's see how this goes.
They could also have it like Reebok does it too. How many professional fights that you have, and that's how much money you make. And then on top of the $1 million, it just can't be an obscenely low amount of money.
No.
Yeah. But
no, that's what I mean. Who knows? Who knows what it is? You know what I mean? So we'll find out, I'm sure, soon enough. But I like how he put it out there, and then he's like, "Oh man, I don't even know how to say this." Like,
yeah, no, he's like, "I don't get in trouble." I bet you the IRS is gonna love that $1 million bonus. It's really easy to collect on that one.
Apparently not. Nick Diaz made like $3 million. He's like, "I never made paid taxes in my life." I was like,
you don't want to pull Wesley Snipes,
Nick. But yeah, I listen. If I'm him, I'm not entertaining shit. That's the truth. Like, if I'm him, I'm like, no. I'm sticking around. I'm going to take a stab at this $1 million. Because if you think about it, if you're not a huge name, say he gets signed to the UFC and they're like, listen, we'll give you 80 and 80.
Yeah, you
still have to fight like 6 or 7 times to make $1 million, and you're still not making $1 million because you're getting taxed every time out the gate. You're paying for coaches, you're paying for training camps.
And realistically, who would have a better shot of who has a better shot at winning that $1 million in his division? Like, I think Harrison's got to be probably one of the front runners for all the divisions to take it. So that case,
unless they bring in
unless a bunch of guys
sort
jump
of
ship.
like top tier 145. And to be like, if we're being honest here, he could be a top 5 in the UFC's 145. He is
That's
good.
What I'm saying.
He's all kinds of good. He would probably need I believe he would need like a tune-up fight, maybe a 10 or 11 guy, top 15, 10 to 15, and then I think he's ready to crack. You know what I'm saying?
But you were saying that is the bottom tier of the UFC's featherweight division better than the chance at $1 million? Say you're sacrificing 40% of your salary for that chance. I think a lot of guys would do that.
And right now, I don't feel like the UFC is that luxurious name that it was. That guys are like, no, this is about the UFC. You still have a lot of guys that it is that because they got involved in the sport and it was like, I want to fight in the UFC. So you do have a lot of those people still, but I feel like it's starting to lose its
cachet.
Yeah, it's not as luxurious anymore. Like, there's guys that are just like, listen, I could care less.
Yeah.
If I fight for the UFC, I just want to get paid.
Yeah.
I need to make money.
Sure.
So we'll see what happens, man. But that's another good conversation, Emmett. It was a good show.
Short but sweet.
Yeah, it was 10, 15 minutes, but it was good to touch base and find out where they're at with this whole PFL thing. And then, of course, we jumped the show off with
the war of words.
With the war of words with Dulani Perry and Dave Acosta. You know what? I love his name too. His moniker, to the Fight God versus Super Dave. That's amazing. Yeah. But yeah, so we had a good show today. I think
I don't know how many people are old enough to understand that reference, Super Dave.
Yeah, Super Dave.
It's a little bit past it.
Jeez, that's dating us.
Exactly.
That's dating us. But yeah, so today was a good show. I want to thank everyone who tunes in and gives it a listen. I'm sure that you were more than entertained with Dulani and Dave. That was definitely an incredible incredible conversation to be part of. So yeah,
we're excited to get it up.
We're gonna wrap one up here, and thank you guys, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next week. We'll be back. We got some big guests in line right now. Locked in is Steve Garcia, and we'll be building around that. We're gonna see what's going on. So we look forward to talking to Steve and a number of other guests. So tune in next week, and we'll talk to you guys again. Thanks for showing up. It's me, Jason Sutcliffe, and
Tristan Keddy.
All right. Tristan's always got to remind me.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll be back next week.
I'd like to have some space in between the fonts, you know.
I'll get it right one of these days. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you, guys. We really appreciate it from the Fight House, and talk to you next week. Peace.